Hey, welcome back to Refueled and Reloaded.
Yo.
What do you guys say today, Trey? How's it going?
Oh, it's going. Typical Sunday. No football.
No football. We're watching the Pro Bowl.
Always fucking complaining.
Well, get your mic set up right, I mean, jeez. I don't know how you can say there's no football. We're sitting. Look, C.J. Stroud.
It's flag football, first of all.
I mean, that's basically what the NFL is going to come to eventually, anyway.
I hope not. Because then I'll just have to switch hockey permanently.
Yeah, if you get your team.
Oh, it's coming.
All right.
The Utah Squirters. It's coming.
Well, speaking... Wait. Utah Squirters? All right.
That's what I'm calling them.
I'm just let that slide right by. Well, speaking of seeing your boy C.J. Stroud on the field right now, if he wins Rookie of the Year this year...
Which you will.
Maybe. I mean, he probably will, don't get me wrong. I just want to talk shit. But 6 out of the last 8 NFL Rookie of the Years will be all from Ohio State.
Name them.
He's going to be Joey Bosa.
Without looking at your notes.
Marshawn Lattimore.
He's looking at his
And Nick Bosa. Chase Young. Garrett Wilson. And then this year, possibly C.J. Stroud.
I would have never got the Garrett Wilson one. I probably could have got the rest of them.
Well, I got them all. You know why?
Because you cheated and looked at your notes?
My notes are what keep me rolling through this podcast.
We are a partially football podcast, and you don't have shit memorized.
I barely remember to get dressed for the podcast.
Would you consider that dressed, or?
I mean, I got pants on.
That's true, I guess.
I mean, I got a t-shirt on. It's all on video. I can prove it.
Debatable.
Anyway. Now, your boy C.J. Stroud, we're getting into the free agency here. Who you guys got on free agency list?
We don't have a whole lot of people. I mean, most of our playmakers are rookies or on the one-year deals. I know a couple we're probably going to lose, like Dalton Schultz. He's more than likely going to be gone this summer.
Now, that's your tight end?
Yeah, from the Cowboys last year.
Old Dr. Schultz?
Yeah, I would assume he's probably going to be gone. And then some other big names are Sheldon Rankins. I don't see him going. He's defensive tackle. He's a pretty big deal for us. Jonathan Greenard, I think he's not on my list, but I'm pretty sure he's a free agent. I don't see them letting him go. He is our defense for the most part, at least that front group. We got a cornerback, Steven Nelson. I mean, he's pretty good. I don't see them letting him go. But the rest of these people, honestly, I've never even heard of most of them, so I'll go over their names, though. I mean, you got Kaimi Fairbairn. Kickers are everywhere on the market, so I wouldn't be surprised if they let him go.
Right, yeah. Especially depending on how much money he thinks he's worth.
Yeah, I mean, he did miss a potential on to the next round kick, but whatever. We're not going to get into that.
You think that's going to come up in discussion when it's time for his contract?
If I was the CEO, yes, it's definitely coming up. We got other defensive tackle, and I'm going to try to pronounce this name, Tier Tart.
Oh, Tart.
Never heard of him. I'm going to assume he's probably not a starter.
Yeah.
Derek Barnett, he's pretty good. He's a good role player. Hassan Ridgeway, heard of him. I mean, he's a good role player, I think. George Fant, left tackle. That's a pretty big deal. Protect that blind side of C.J. Stroud. Probably could get a better one, maybe. I don't know.
So what do you think their plans are there? You think they shop for a better one? Or?
I'd say, regardless, they're getting better offensive linemen in the draft. You're fucking killing me.
Listen, I don't know why you're complaining.
They're too far away, too close.
So I'm just trying to help you.
But yeah, they're going offensive linemen in the draft, or at least I would. I mean, you saw in the playoff game, Stroud was basically just running around like a fucking madman the whole game.
I mean, pretty much.
So regardless if he goes or not, I don't think it hurts us because you saw what happened. Devin Singletary, he came in, as a first-year, not a first-year player this year, but first-year Texan this year, and stepped up to where, I can't remember the other guy's name, but he had a good rookie year, and then he just fell off this year. Devin came in and took over the running back load. Did a pretty good job. I lost my place.
Oh, no.
Time
See, I can look at my notes and not lose my place.
We're back. Share mouth. Kareem Jackson, he did all right for us. They're not going to let all these people go. I mean, a lot of these people are their defense. We have a punter, Cameron Johnston. I mean, I'm sure you can go out and get a punter.
Yeah, I know there's a couple on the market.
Noah Brown, you know, the first-year guy from or not the first-year guy, but the first-year Texan from the Cowboys last year. He had a couple good games this year. I mean, I picked him up in fantasy one week, dropped him the next, but
sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to get by for the week.
yeah, I mean, he went off on a couple good games and about it. We got Denzel Perryman. He's another starting linebacker, pretty good. Another safety. Pretty much our whole defense is what I'm gathering here.
Well,
Another cornerback. Linebacker Blake Cashman. He really broke out this year. I don't see our coach letting him go because he really picked it up towards the end of the year, middle of the year, end of the year.
I mean, a lot of these names are coming off as probably most likely coming back, making a deal on the contract.
I would say more than likely. A lot of these guys I don't think you can afford to let go because that's your whole defense so far.
Yeah.
We have another lineman, Scott Quisenberry. Again, line sucked this year, so what's it hurt if he leaves? Another linebacker, our third string running back.
Not the third string.
I don't know what position LS is. John Weeks, I'm pretty sure we already signed him up for another contract, so he looks old as shit. I don't know if you can see that or not, but he looks like he's 45.
He looks like how I feel after a day of work.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure we already got him back. Oh, he's our long snapper. That's what that is. So long snapper's pretty good.
I sat there in my mind thinking, what in the hell is LS?
Yeah, I was like, I'm looking at this picture. I'm like, what the hell could this guy be doing?
like how is he that old and still in the game?
But yeah, they already signed him to a new contract, so he's good.
Because, I mean, long snapper is an important position.
Oh.
And, I mean, it really is.
Anything that touches, well, not every play, but, you know, touches the ball a lot is pretty important.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much what the sport's about.
Yeah, we got another left tackle, second string guy, another safety, also another safety. And yeah, right here's the Jonathan Greener guy that they can't afford to lose. I'm sure he's going to get a huge contract. Desmond King, another big guy. I mean, you can't afford to lose him. And the rest are just, you know, second string, third string guys. Steven Sims, I've heard of him.
Well, you know, it seems like you don't have a whole lot of issues on the table for your free agency.
Well, right now, I mean, you got to think this is the time to go get like a Super Bowl right now. I mean, you went through it with Joe Burrow. I mean, you have, that 3-4 year span where you don't have to worry about paying your quarterback and they're on their rookie deal. So if we're going to do it, right now's the time because, I mean, you got Stroud who's playing amazing in his rookie deal. You don't have to worry about paying him for another 2-3 years. And you can go out and get pieces to build around him without having to worry about paying him, really. So,
and that's exactly what they should do.
Yeah, I mean, you went through it with Burrow, so you know what I'm going through.
Yeah, I mean, we completely rebuilt our O-line with millions of dollars and, you know, unsuccessful with our run so far for a Super Bowl ring. But, you know, I'll say it once, I'll say it twice. There's always next year.
Yep.
And, you know, unfortunately for us, the free agency or our free agents coming up aren't treating us as nicely as yours. Actually, our biggest one is going to be T. Higgins.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I'll take him. I mean, if you don't want him,
the hell with you. I mean, chances are, worst case scenario, T. Higgins is staying for another year with a franchise tag.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if all plans out well, you would like to think that they work out a long-term contract. But I know that, unfortunately, last year, when they discussed it, they weren't able to come to a deal.
There's not a whole lot of money to go around in Cincinnati, is there, with Burrow, the highest-paid quarterback? And
I mean, I don't know what our cap
Chase just
is.
get paid? Chase just got paid a hell of a lot of money, didn't he?
No, his contract... I'm not sure when his contract's due.
It was the same year as Burrow, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was the year after.
No, so he's got it this year then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you have to worry about paying him next year then.
Well, yes, and you know, we talked about it on another podcast where he was asked the interview questions about taking less money to keep Higgins and how he just kind of awkwardly shunned that question away.
That's what they said about Burrow. He was going to take less money, and you saw what he got paid.
I said that. I really thought.
I mean, I read it. Yeah, I read that he was supposed to take less money, but he did not.
No, I mean,
that's not his fault. Go get your money while you can.
I mean, yeah, he set the bar high.
Yeah.
But no, with T. Higgins, like I said, you know, our options are pretty much a franchise tag for a year, which if we do that, that's going to pay him $22 million. That's what the franchise tag payout is set for wide receivers right now. Then he becomes a free agent next year, or I mean, absolute worst case scenario is they let him go. They let him shop the free agency, see what he can do. And honestly, I mean, in a lot of organizations, Higgins would be a slot 1 receiver.
Yeah,
and
easily.
you know, he's kind of capped with Jamar Chase being on the team. But I mean, regardless, if we lose him, will be a big hit because he is an absolute playmaker, and he's shown it time and time again. You know, former first-round pick. He stepped in when he took over the slot 1 receiver from Boyd when he came in, and it's just, I mean, he's been amazing for our organization. There's a lot of concern, though, that he is going to end up leaving. A couple of rumors have been out that he could possibly follow Brian Callahan to the Tennessee Titans.
I could see it.
I mean, they definitely could use a slot 1 receiver.
Do you think he would leave, though? Do you think he would leave Joe Burrow for possibly Tannehill?
See, I don't know, because, I mean, not just quarterback discussion, but you have to think of money discussion.
I get it. I don't know what Titans' cap room or cap situation looks like. But.
And like I said, I don't know Cincinnati's, but I know, like, even Jamar, like, you know, when T. Higgins made that extremely amazing, just reaching out to get the touchdown, you know, he's been noted multiple times saying, "Pay my boy." So obviously he knows that Higgins deserves the money. Another rumor that I heard was that he could potentially look at going to, that was Boyd, because Boyd is also a free agent, and the rumor for him is that he could sign with Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, see, I heard Texans, and that's not me being a Texans fan, but I heard Texans for Boyd.
Well, see, the reason the rumor for the Steelers is he used to play at Penn State. He's had run-ins with Tomlin. He, you know, knows him as a person, has some respect for him. And losing him as a third slot receiver is also, you know, a loss. I mean, like I said, he was a first-round pick as well, and he's done very good for the organization. His skill set doesn't quite match Jamar Chase or T. Higgins, but nonetheless, he knows what he's doing and he's good at it. And he's 29 right now.
He's a good third option for your team, definitely.
Yes. But I mean, you know, chances are, sadly, we will lose him. I would almost guarantee, with having Irv Smith coming in and, you know, Brown, Hudson. We have some other guys that are able to move the ball and are, you know, good with catching.
It's gonna be hard to pay all these guys. Is what you're saying.
I mean, it is. And back to T. Higgins. You know, his market value is about 18.6 right now. So if we tag him for wide receiver, he'll actually be making more money than his market value. And then I don't quite understand what a transition tag is. This is the first time I've kind of come across the term, but a transition tag value is $19.3 million. I'm sorry, and he's $19.3 million. So it's hard to say what's going to happen there. I would like to think that they work out a deal with Higgins, but unfortunately, with the history of not making a deal last year, I foresee a franchise tag and then letting him go.
See, I think most NFL players think, I mean, I'm not positive about this, but isn't like a franchise tag kind of like a kick in the nuts for a lot of players?
Yes. It's pretty much saying we don't want to pay you, but we know we need you. Cincinnati recently went through this process with Jesse Bates, who was absolutely a huge loss. I mean, he's pretty much the only player the Falcons have right now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that man is a monster on defense. If there's a chance for him to get the ball, he has the ball.
So I have here the transition tag definition. It's basically the same thing as a franchise tag, but the money you get is the average of the top 10 salaries at that position. So that's how they got the money value for the transition tag.
Okay, so I mean, franchise tag is going to pay out more if they go that route.
Yeah.
Another big player we have in the free agency is Joe Mixon. Back in 2023, he actually renegotiated his contract to lower his salary, which I think was a lot to do with them wanting to pay Burrow more money. But with that renegotiating, they also offered him a lot of incentives to make back that money, and he was able to make back a good chunk of change. He's a very productive running back, but he's not explosive. We had Samaje Perine last year, and that allowed us to have kind of that back and forth.
He was that big bully kind of back.
Yeah, he was running through you.
Oh yeah.
Mixon, I mean, he's running around you. He's a smaller frame guy, super fast, very skilled. But the problem they're going to run into with him is money again. If they decide to keep him at March 18th, he is due $3 million sign-on bonus, or not sign-on bonus, but a bonus for being on the roster. But if they cut him before then, they save $5.8 million in cap space. And I don't know what kind of running backs are on the market right now, or even in the draft, but I think he's going to be another potential key player that we lose because of the cap space they can save versus what they pay him.
Yeah. I'm with you. I don't know what's all available in the free agents. I know you got Derrick Henry there, but
you're not swapping Mixon for Henry.
No, I think Henry's got a good year or two left.
Henry is at the point now where he is that third down back. You're third and short. You need somebody to go through him. He's going through him.
Yeah, but if you can't afford to pay, what's his face? That I forgot his name already.
Mixon or Henry?
Yeah, Mixon. If you can't afford to pay Mixon, I'm not saying Henry's going to go there or anything. I have nothing to say about that. But Henry would be a decent guy to bring in.
I think if you keep Mixon, you bring Henry in. But if you get rid of Mixon, you're looking at rebuilding the whole running back line.
There's some good running backs in the draft too. I have my eye on one for my fantasy team.
You don't want to put that name out there?
No, I do not.
Are you sure?
Yep.
All right then. I won't take him from her or nothing.
Not telling you.
Okay. But that's a couple other free agents we have. We have Awuzie, who has been a very good key player on our defense, as well as DJ Reader, who DJ was signed for a short contract to begin with. I think they end up keeping him, and I do think they end up keeping Awuzie. I think they're going to have a lot of problems sorting out how or if they can even keep Higgins and or Mixon.
Yeah. Reader, you could clearly tell when Reader was injured there toward the end of the year. You could clearly tell the defense changed without him out there.
Yes, it took a big hit. We still have Hubbard and Hendrickson, who are great rushers, but without Reader there in the middle, it opens up a gap for the offense to get through.
Oh, yeah, you could clearly watch. I know you're not going to like this, but when we went to that Steelers game, you could clearly see that Reader was missed because the Steelers just ran all over him.
Yeah, that was. I really don't want to talk about that. That was atrocious. That was just sad. It was bad enough thinking I'd finally get to see my boy Joe Burrow play. He gets hurt, and now I'm watching old Jake Browning, which, don't get me wrong, did amazing work for us still. But
after that game, yes.
Oh yeah, that game. He needed a week off. Okay.
Yeah. Steelers is a tough team to go against your first game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We've got some other notable free agents out there. Kansas City actually has a couple key players that are hitting the free agency, from Chris Jones and Ladarius Sneed.
Yeah, Chris Jones' contract was really weird at the beginning. He took a lot less money, but he had incentives throughout the year to get a portion of his money back. It was a really weird deal at the time. People were very confused about it because I think they're going to lose him, honestly, because if they couldn't afford to pay him then, how are they going to afford to pay him now with all these other people coming up? So,
see, I think I have to agree with you. I think he is going to end up leaving Kansas City. Between what they're paying Mahomes and what they're paying Kelsey, even though it's a weird contract, he's the next highest paid player to my understanding, and I don't see them being able to afford it. But they could still franchise tag him.
I mean, they could. That was the whole talk of whenever they went to this last one, they franchise tag him or him.
They kept the option for a second franchise tag, which if they go that route, that's $33 million next year for Chris Jones, and he's hands down one of the best interior pass rushers to ever play the game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's just phenomenal.
Yeah, and the L'Jarius Sneed, they cannot afford to lose L'Jarius Sneed on that defense.
No, L'Jarius Sneed, cornerback who is just absolutely sticky. Now, he kind of has a high penalty rate because of how close he plays everybody. But, 9 times out of 10, you're not shaking him.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely probably top 5, maybe even top 3, coverbacks in the NFL right now.
He's just ungodly good. And I hate to say it, especially with him getting ready to go into the Super Bowl with the 49ers. But if they lose both of those, I can only imagine what happens defensively for the Chiefs just going south. And their defense has been a lot of what's carried them through this season.
Yeah, that and, just that could hurt them. But in the end, never bet against Mahomes.
Oh, no, I'm not. That's, I'm not betting against Mahomes. But I'm just saying there's been a lot of games that, the receiving corps, as we've talked about numerous times, has let them down. But the defense has come up and made the plays to keep them in the game.
I missed everything you said. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you were watching the Pro Bowl. I'll edit that 20 seconds out or something.
Sorry, I was lost in Stroud and doing crazy.
And a couple other ones I have on here that are pretty notable. This one's, I don't know if I consider it notable as much as interesting as to what might happen here, but Kirk Cousins is a free agent.
Yeah, that dude always seems to find a way to get a check somehow. I don't know how. He's good. He's not great. You know how some people have that Hall of Very Good and the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
He's in the Hall of Very Good. He's never won a pro or a fucking Hall, a Super Bowl or anything, but he's really good.
He's great.
He's also old as shit now.
He's older, but he still has a strong arm.
He's coming off that injury too.
He's still accurate, but what's going to hurt him is the torn Achilles. And right now the Vikings have Dobbs. I think his contract is probably. I think it was a 1-year deal.
Yeah, they just brought him in for a 1-year deal.
And
hell, he got benched up.
What's the new guy?
I know who you're talking about, but I can't think.
I can't think of his name. Saved my life. But
they switched quarterbacks throughout the year. They went 3 or 4 different quarterbacks throughout.
And none of them are great. So do you think as the Vikings, are you going to try and keep Cousins for another year deal, or let him go to the free agency because you don't have a great draft pick?
See, I don't think the Vikings want to keep him, mainly because of the age thing and coming off the injury.
Agreed.
But I think they're going to make it work. Kirk's going to take significantly less money or something like that. Because you got to think, he's old. He's got multiple kids. Do you really think a guy that old with kids and a family wants to relocate this stage in his career?
That's one way to look at it. I think as a team, they need to think of what's going to be best for them at the quarterback position, and knowing that they can't draft any of the top talent for that position. The free agency, I don't really know who else hitting free agency as a quarterback. I just know that Cousins is on the list.
I don't think there's any huge names. You got Baker. Baker's I'm pretty sure he's a free agent after this year, which I think he's earned a contract. That'd be crazy for them to let him go.
I agree.
But what they could do is let him keep bringing back, sign on for 1-2 year deal, and then if he starts playing really good, trade him at his highest. Once he's doing really good, trade him to a team that needs a quarterback, possibly the freaking Steelers, for God's sakes, or somebody like that needs a quarterback right now. Just trade him, get some young pieces, maybe a draft pick or 2, and go get your quarterback next year, which I don't know what that looks like next year. But
so right now you're thinking they at least keep him for a minimum of 1 year.
I'm thinking they do a sign trade type deal.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking, because I just, like I said, with the talent they have right now, I feel like it'd be kind of hard to give him up, but I think they need to make a realistic deal with him where he knows, he's not primetime Kirk Coe anymore.
Yeah.
Next on the list we have Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
No, not the Josh Allen you're thinking of.
Yeah, Jaguars.
Yeah.
You know exactly who I'm talking about.
That's one. Some people might think, "Oh my God, the Bills are getting rid of Josh." No. We're talking about the edge pass rusher from the Jaguars, who has been one of the best in the league. He has had a 20.5 success rate this season.
Yeah, he's a maniac. He's like one of the quickest, with defensive end or linebacker. I can't remember. He's defensive end or outside linebacker.
He's outside linebacker.
But yeah, he's like one of the quickest guys around the edge.
Fuck, I might be wrong. I don't remember.
I think he's
now.
like that TJ Watt. Like they're considered outside linebackers, but those are defensive ends.
Yeah, but I mean, dude has been phenomenal. I don't see the Jags losing him.
No.
I feel like they've got the cap space to keep him, and I mean, for them to let him go would just be insane.
Yeah, that'd be crazy for them to just let him walk.
Next is probably one of the biggest key players for the Carolina Panthers. Maybe the only player they have really worth anything right now. No offense. Brian Burns, who is another edge pass rusher.
He was almost traded a couple of times. There's a lot of trade talk around his name this year.
There's been a lot of trade talk, but they have consistently turned down every trade offer for him.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have a whole lot. They got him, Thielen. And that's about all I know.
Yeah, well, this is his fourth straight season with a pass rush grade above 70.
That's pretty good.
I mean, he's pretty much the only thing they have right now. I mean, obviously, they're having just so many issues over there in Carolina between operations and a team in general. They've just been sloppy.
Yeah, they're basically the Texans the last couple of years other than this year.
Yeah, I mean, they're going into rebuild, and we knew that when they got rid of CMC to the 49ers, and so far it's not been a successful rebuild.
Yeah, it's not great. The owner, it starts with the owner.
And
you see how that's going.
It's starting at south, way south.
I mean, they had two coaches, which is bonkers that coaches turned down a head coaching role, but they had two coaches that turned down that head coaching role.
I mean, I can't blame them. Why would you want to coach for that guy?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody in the organization complains about him, talks about just how horrible he is as a person. Anybody who would stand up to him got fired. Like, I wouldn't want that job.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't want it either. I would rather stay with my winning team than go to that shithole.
Yeah. Another one, Calvin Ridley.
He had his moments this year. I thought he was going to be better.
I mean, I didn't think he was that bad.
He had a couple, I know when he first came back after his suspension, I think he went off maybe the first game or first two games, and then he kind of quieted down a lot. Like you didn't really hear about him a whole lot.
I mean,
anymore.
yeah, towards the end of the season, it was a lot slower.
Mm-hmm.
But and then this is the last kind of big name I had on my list, Shaquan Barkley for the New York Giants.
Oh yeah, Saquon.
Yeah, why the fuck did I say it that way?
There's not even an H in his name.
Lord, forgive me. I'm sleep deprived, and somebody didn't bring me an energy drink for the podcast.
Yeah. If I'm Saquon, I'm trying to get the hell out of there. I mean, they wouldn't pay you at the beginning of the year whenever they had this whole thing. I think they franchise tagged him this year, right? Or am I wrong about that?
I think you're right.
Or they maybe gave him a year deal. I don't know. But clearly, I mean, you are the offense. And you saw that. I mean, they paid Daniel Jones.
That was a fucking joke.
Yeah, they paid Daniel Jones instead of him thinking that Daniel Jones was the offense. And what happened? Daniel Jones got benched for the freaking Italian guy.
DeVito!
Yeah. And clearly they realized they fucked up real quick once they realized I think Saquon was out the first couple of games, and then they paid Daniel Jones, and he came in without Saquon and just looked
atrocious.
Yeah, terrible.
I mean, that was honestly there at the beginning. I really thought it was the coaching at fault until you kind of explained to me a little bit more about him and who he is as a coach. But I mean, to watch Jones, I don't even want to remember watching him play at all.
But yeah, if I'm him, clearly they don't respect you enough as a running back. We're saying running backs really kind of don't have a whole lot of respect other than obviously CMC. But
yeah.
Clearly they don't respect you enough. I mean, they didn't want to pay you. They chose a quarterback over you. I'd get the hell out of there and go somewhere else. I don't care how much money they pay me.
I mean, he'd be dodging a bullet in a positive way there. I mean, to stay with that organization's not going to advance his career right now.
Yeah.
I don't know where he'd look to be going. Because he's definitely going to. You would think he wants to get paid first and foremost. Second, obviously, just to leave that organization. So, maybe he ends up at the Titans taking Henry's place.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I'll take him at the Texans. I mean, running backs don't get paid a whole lot, so.
I mean, heck, I'd take him at Cincinnati. I mean, he would be that explosiveness that we would need there. And
I think CMC is like the highest paid running back, and he's not that close to CMC, but he's definitely probably top 5.
CMC must not get paid a whole lot if he can't even afford a suite at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's crazy. But we'll talk about that here in a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I'm him, I'm leaving town. Deuces Giants. You pissed me off for the last time.
Yeah, I would not waste my time with that organization if I did not have to.
Yeah, exactly.
But about CMC and that suite, you had that written down. What was the cost of that?
So, CMC's family said they could barely afford a Super Bowl suite, which the price has like skyrocketed since Super Bowl 58. So in Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas, the average price of the tickets. Wait, I'm wrong.
This is Super Bowl 58.
Super Bowl 57, the tickets were average around $5,795. That's just ridiculous in itself. I don't know who the fuck can afford to go to the Super Bowl.
Apparently, I'm never going to one.
But yeah, and now the tickets for 58 in Las Vegas, the average price is $9,619.
So that's what, $4,000 increase?
Yeah.
That's insane.
And the suites, which is, I'm guessing, what they were trying to get, which it includes about 20 suite tickets, so 20 tickets, and then you get 2 parking passes and the food and beverage package and all that. But the suites for the Super Bowl average from $1.4 million all the way up to $2.5 million.
Holy shit, Batman.
Yeah, so I can understand they can't afford it, but...
I mean, who's paying for that? I mean, obviously, if you're getting 20 tickets, you're dividing that up. But I mean, what's $2.5 million divided by 20 people? I figured you had your phone there. You could do the math.
I do not.
Yeah. I'm just going to stare at you blankly. Man.
9 zeros?
9 zeros? There's some smoke coming out of his ears, everybody. This might have been a bad idea.
It was. I'm not even going to try that.
Anyway, I mean, even dividing that up, that's just an absolutely ridiculous amount to pay.
It's bonkers that an average ticket is over $9,000.
That's, I mean...
Who can afford to go to the Super Bowl? I mean, I'm never going. I'm never going.
Your average person isn't. I mean, you would have to save up. I mean, be realistically here. You save up for 4 or 5 years.
That's like half.
But then you have to hope that you got to hope that your team goes.
Yeah, that's like half a year's fucking salary for me to go to a fucking Super Bowl.
At $9,000?
Yeah.
I don't think you're mathing right.
Yeah, I'm not probably.
I mean, I don't know what you make, but I feel like you make more than $20,000 a year.
Okay, you know what I'm trying to get at. So it's a lot of fucking money. It's almost $10,000 just to go to a 60-minute game. It's probably longer than that. With
and that doesn't include your flight, your hotel, your food,
and just the cost of living in Las Vegas right now.
Your parking pass. So a guy did a breakdown. Your parking pass probably going to be about $100.
Yeah.
A cheap hotel, $300 a night.
And you're going to Vegas. You got to gamble.
I mean, you don't have to.
You're going to Vegas.
I've been to Vegas.
I mean,
for like 5 minutes. I mean, I was just stuck in the airport.
Yeah.
I didn't gamble.
Clearly. I mean, if I'm going to the Super Bowl, I'm not fucking gambling. I can't afford to gamble at this place.
No, unless you like penny slots.
Yeah.
You know, here's my $1. Give me 100 penny slots.
Yeah, it's no wonder that the NFL is like the highest rated money bag right now, with average tickets of the Super Bowl being $9,000.
I mean, it's atrocious. Honestly,
it's ridiculous. You think they want like people to go to this fucking game, like enjoy watching football, but instead it's you basically rich to go to this fucking game.
Well, I mean, and it's not even just going to the games, how they're making their money now. Like, they have games on so many different platforms throughout the season. So, like, you know they have contract deals with all of them where they make their money off of.
Yeah,
and then people like me and you, we have to have a subscription for Amazon, ESPN, Peacock.
And you got Netflix is getting in the game now, so you're going to have a Netflix game probably coming.
And I mean, granted, like some of those I have, and may or may not illegally password share. Fuck the system. Fuck y'all.
And that's when the podcast ended. Continue.
Yeah, they're going to cancel us because I said that. The hell with them.
Continue.
You messed up my rant now. But anyway, like, they're getting money from just your average Joe every which way. I mean, jersey prices have skyrocketed over the years. I mean, so just even trying to support your team has become expensive.
Oh yeah, I mean, just going to, like certain like places like stadiums are a lot cheaper, obviously. But I mean, it's still though, it's just ridiculous how much. I mean, just life in general is expensive. My
Super Bowl Joe Burrow jersey was more expensive than my recently purchased Dax Hill autographed on-field jersey. By a large sum, about $50.
Yeah, it's bananas the way things are going. Hell, Super Bowl 65 probably going to be like freaking $12,000 a ticket.
No, I won't make it to that one either.
I'm not making it to any fucking Super Bowl unless I do like one of those Make-A-Wish things.
I mean, you do look a little down. But I think you're a little old for that now. The NFL, they lost the linebacker this week. Well, I mean, not just the NFL, but the movie scene and everybody. We lost a superhero. Yeah, we lost Action Jackson. I'm going to say that. Listen,
we lost Chubbs, damn it.
He gave one of the greatest motivational speakers in Rocky.
Also, he can sing quite well.
Because there is no tomorrow.
You know what? You keep talking. I'm going to find the song that everybody loves.
All right. Well, the gentleman we're talking about is Carl Weathers, who we sadly lost this week at the age of 76. As we talked about, he started as a linebacker in the NFL. He was undrafted in 1970, but made a deal with the Oakland Raiders and played pretty well.
Moment of silence, please. Moment of silence.
Shut up, Happy. Don't feel bad about me. I got my hand back, see? We've only just begun to live. White lace and promises.
All right, that's good enough.
Rest in peace to Chubbs.
We love you, Chubbs.
The world's just not going to be the same anymore. Might watch Happy Gilmore later tonight in his honor.
Just know, we've only just begun, world. We've only just begun.
All right. The last little bit here I have for the NFL, your boy Brable and Belichick are officially without head coaching positions.
Saw it coming. Well, I didn't see Vrabel coming, but I definitely saw Belichick coming. Vrabel, him not having a head coaching job is bonkers to me.
I mean, we've talked about this before, and I don't want to really beat a dead horse, but just for one last time, do you think there's a chance to end up with any kind of coaching position? Do you think Belichick goes to the media for a deal? Vrabel, he's young enough that he can still bounce back in his career, but I don't see Belichick making that comeback at 73.
I don't see Belichick I don't see him coaching anymore. I mean, I know he wants to. He wants to get that win record, obviously, which I think he's
15 games away.
15 games away. I don't even know if he can win 15 games in this day's NFL anymore, honestly. I'm telling you, his way don't work. But I'd say he'll probably go broadcasting or something, be on one of those shows. Why not? Then Vrabel, I'd say he takes the year off, probably gets a head coaching gig next year, because I'm sure there's going to be a terrible team next year, or this year, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, the Panthers will probably be out shopping again.
Yeah, I would almost be willing to guarantee that he'll have a head coaching job next year.
I mean, fingers crossed, because, like you discussed, he wasn't a terrible coach by any means. He did a lot of great things for the Titans. And, just for they were tired of that whole 50-50 season mark, and I think that's why they decided to fire him. But it's a shame.
Yeah, it's a shame. God, just farted on me. I don't appreciate it.
That's better than him peeing on you again.
But I have one little more thing. It's about your Bengals. You're gonna love this. Not really.
Oh.
Possibly the dirtiest player to ever play the game.
Oh wait, let me take a guess. Vontaze Burfict.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 55, who's absolute shit.
Yeah. So he recently said on a podcast that he wasn't a dirty player, and the only late hits he ever had were against the Steelers.
Did he watch his fucking gameplay at all? Like, did he watch any tape?
I don't know. I feel like every game he had a late hit, but he said he only ever had late hits against the Steelers, which he did have a lot of late hits against the Steelers, but he also had a lot of late hits everywhere else.
Listen, there's few people who have played for Cincinnati that I've begged for that team to get rid of, but he is the number one on that list. I mean, the man was a menace to the game.
Yes.
He had no right whatsoever being in the NFL after his first season.
Yeah. The clear and outright dirtiest player to ever play the game in my book.
Yeah, and when we went to the Cincinnati and Steelers game, the fact that I saw fans wearing his jersey blew my mind. Like, I get it, like, if you bought it at the time, it's what you had, it's what you can afford, but, like, we're years past that now. Like, reach out to me, I'll help you get a new jersey, because I just think it's disgraceful to even have that thing. A buddy of mine who was on Facebook earlier was actually looking for an autographed jersey of Burfix this week, and I just kind of wanted to comment on it and be like, Kenny, what the fuck? Like, I can understand Pac-Man Jones. I mean, dude was a criminal outside of the league.
Had his own issues, yeah.
But was great in the game. So that's why I have his autograph on a mini helmet.
Yeah, it's bad when the only moments in the NFL you have is you being a dirty player.
Yeah,
no one else remembers you for anything else.
Your highlight reel is helmet to helmets and late hits.
The only thing I remember him for is him getting lit up by the Juju on a crack block the one time. That's the only thing I remember him for, and that's just because it was retaliation for him late hitting somebody else. So.
Listen, I despise Juju, but I will have respect for that hit always.
Yeah, I just had to bring it up, you being a Bengals fan and everything, and I'm sure you love Vontez. So
no, not at all. No, I despise him full-heartedly. I'm glad that Wilson is bringing new light to the number 55 in Cincinnati, because it has had a very rough past.
Yeah, it's rough.
Well, so this is kind of football related, but it's not football related. But I'm going to go off on a little sidetrack here. I'm sure you'll love this. But I'm going to go and discuss the Taylor Swift theory.
Oh, God.
Listen, this is like really in-depth.
This is coming from
kind of crazy.
Just so everyone's aware.
Oh, fuck off. But, so apparently Taylor Swift has a favorite number. I didn't know that was a thing for people. Do you have a favorite number?
Yeah.
What is it?
61.
Why 61?
It's my football number.
Oh. All right, then.
I always loved it.
Well, Taylor Swift's favorite number is 13.
That's weird.
Well, so a lot of it had to do with like when she was born, and like she turned 13 on Friday the 13th. Apparently, there's a whole history behind it.
Oh, okay.
But with that being said, this is Super Bowl 58.
Yeah.
5 plus 8 is 13. This will be Taylor Swift's 13th NFL game appearance.
Oh my.
49ers. 4 plus 9.
13.
Yeah, 13.
Take it.
49ers are 1 seed. The Chiefs were 3 seed.
Oh.
1-3. 13.
Mind blown.
Listen, the game is on February 11th. 2/11. 2 plus 11? 13.
Oh.
Her flight from Japan to get to the game? 13 hours.
Oh no.
100 minus 13. You know what that is?
What?
87.
Oh.
Travis Kelce. But it goes more. This will be Kelsey's 22nd playoff game.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. And to play it on the other side of things,
No.
Brock Purdy,
Number 13.
number 13. So what do you think the outcome is here? Do you think her lucky number pans out for Travis? Or does the lucky number pan out for none other than Brock Purdy?
I've been saying this whole year that the whole reason the Chiefs made it this far was because of Taylor Swift.
Listen, Taylor Swift is the script writer for the NFL, and after all of this information, you absolutely cannot change my mind.
I mean, I'm with you, not for that reason, because I didn't know it, but I just think that she brings so much fandom and stuff to the NFL that you can't afford to just be like, hey, you lose.
But you want to know how much fandom she's brought to the NFL?
I would assume a good bit. I don't have numbers.
It has been estimated at $331.5 million, which is equivalent to basically a brand deal with Taylor Swift, is what she's brought in money-wise from Swifties and showing up to the games and everything else.
So what you're saying is it's not true love. It's a scam.
I mean, it could be a scam, or it could be a very great investment, or it could be true love.
What are you saying?
I don't want it to be
Call
true
it now.
love.
Call it now.
I don't
and
want it.
I want Swifties to hear his answer.
I don't want it to be true love because I still want my shot with Taylor Swift. But I wouldn't be upset if it was true love. Because true love always wins.
So your answer to all the Swifties out there is that Jared doesn't want Taylor Swift to be in love.
Not with Travis Kelce. I mean, I'd rather it be me.
It's not going to happen.
No, that's why I said I won't be upset if it is Travis. I mean, he is the Yeti.
I need to hear you say it, though.
I'm not saying it.
You need to say it.
I'm not saying it.
Swifties, I'll say it for him. Hi, my name is Jared Refueled, and I do not approve of the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce
Anyway.
lifestyle.
So that's pretty much all I've got, for the Taylor Swift theory. I don't know if you want to tack on about, your Taylor Swift favorite song or anything.
Nope.
No.
Can't think of it.
Man. Yeah, so you hear that, Swifties? He's trying to talk shit, and he doesn't even know a thing about Taylor.
There's the one song where she's in the other house, and then the other boy's in the other house, and they're looking across at each other. One's a football star. One's
Just
a nerd.
stop.
I'm right.
Just stop.
What
You're
is
right,
it?
but just stop.
What's the name of it?
Just stop. Let's go on.
Is it a
Let's
football
talk.
star?
Let's just talk about basketball. Let's move on to another sport here.
I feel ashamed.
You should.
Sorry.
Apologize to the Swifties.
Swifties, I apologize for not being Swifty enough.
Thank you. All right. So, for basketball, we have a upcoming 3-point shootout.
I think it already happened.
Did it already happen?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's not supposed to happen until February 17th. You might want to double check.
I feel like I've already seen clips of it though.
I think you saw clips from last year.
Did they do it last year?
Yeah. I mean, they didn't do it against each other, but they had the NBA and WNBA shootout.
So I must have saw like a clip thing put together because it was definitely those two shooting back to back. But whatever. Okay.
I can't double check, but I have that it was February. It's supposed to be on February 17th.
That would make sense. Continue.
I'm going to. But the 3-point challenge is going to be the first one ever between an NBA and a WNBA star. It's going to be Steph Curry and Sabrina Ionescu. Thank you. You knew I was going to mess that up. The rules are a little weird, but fair. Curry will obviously shoot from the NBA 3-point line with a standard NBA basketball. And Ionescu, I messed that up on purpose, just for you. Yeah, she will shoot from the WNBA line with WNBA balls. Last year, she won the WNBA shootout with 37 points. That's 25 out of 27 shots.
Yeah, I think the top score gets 40.
Yeah, so that was the record set for either WA or NBA history, and the record was previously held by Curry at 31 points.
Oh, shit.
So there's definitely a competition to be had here.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Who's your money on?
I'm going with Sabrina.
I think I'm going with Curry.
I'm going with Sabrina mainly for the fact that she's closer, and I think that she should have to go from the NBA line.
Oh, so you think she needs to be playing under the NBA status?
She's good enough that she could shoot from the NBA line.
I agree. She is a phenomenal player. I'm still sticking with Curry. I think he's got just a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He's one of the best to ever play the game.
He's the best shooter of all time.
Yeah, hands down. And I think he's going to go out there and want to beat that record. I think he's going to want that perfect shot, and I'd say he's probably practicing for it right now.
He practices for every game. I'm pretty sure I once saw a clip where he shot 100 3-pointers in a row, and he didn't miss one.
Yeah, so if he can do that, chances are he can make 27 out of 27.
I don't know.
Chances. I'm not saying it's going to be easy because, there's going to be some pressure there. She ain't going to take it lightly.
Sabrina all the way.
All right, well, you're Sabrina, I'm Curry. We're here to disagree, I guess.
Yep. Sabrina all the way. She's winning. Calling my shot.
What do you think the score is going to be?
I think Sabrina's going to go for 38. Break the record, her own record. Steph will be at 34.
So you're on 38-34.
Yep.
I'm not going to... Okay, so
I think there's different. Is it just one round? Because I know in the regular 3-point contest, there's like 3 rounds.
I think it's the same rules, 3 rounds. Oh. I could be wrong.
Final round, 38-34.
All right. Well, I want Curry to win, obviously. I think no matter what, one of them is getting the 40.
Oh, he's calling a shot perfect round.
Now, chances are it might be Sabrina. I'm hoping it's Steph, but I'm saying one of them gets 40.
You gotta call one. You can't just throw it out there and be like, who's getting it?
See, but I know whoever I call, it's going to be the other one that gets it.
Well, it sucks for you.
All right, well, I'm going Steph Curry for 40 and Sabrina for 38.
I mean, I'm good. I still get my 38 regardless.
Yeah. I'll agree with you on your 38, but I'm going Steph Curry for 40.
I'll take it.
All right.
I will.
Well, February 17th, we'll find out who's right.
Guess so.
That's what happens when you take notes and pay attention.
Guess so.
All right, so what do you got for the NBA? Your basketball in general.
So, I've been having this theory going around about this whole Doc Rivers Bucks head coaching shenanigan thing that's going on.
Okay.
So, obviously their head coach for a year. I have his name right here somewhere. Adrian Griffin.
Yes.
Got their tail into 23 part of this year, obviously.
Yeah, this year he had the team at like a 30-13 record before he was fired.
30-13 record. Okay. Now, that's pretty good. I mean, I think they were second in the East at this time when he got fired. Still pretty good. I mean, you're second. But apparently the defense was horrendous, and Giannis didn't agree with him. But prior to this, after Doc Rivers got fired, he came on as an advisor for the Bucks.
Adrian Griffin got fired.
No. I know what I'm talking
about. You're talking about prior. Okay.
Just shut your mouth.
I'm trying to follow along.
Shut your mouth. Doc Rivers got fired from the 76ers. Okay? So after that, he eventually came on as an advisor for the Bucks. Now, why the fuck do you do that? Why do you bring on another head coach as an advisor for a already new head coach? That just, for some reason, screams to me something's going on.
I mean, I don't know how much experience Doc Rivers has. There's the chance that they brought him in as a veteran head coach to maybe help mentor Adrian.
I mean, he's been a head coach forever. A long time. But, so, then, Adrian Griffin gets fired 30-13 into the season. Already weird right there. I mean, winning record, all that. Just weird. Get it? He didn't get along with Giannis. But they bring in Doc as the next head coach after he was already brought in as an advisor for the Bucks. And I just find it very weird that he's mysteriously named the head coach after probably months of being named to the advisor role. So I think that there's a scam, shenanigans going on that they all intended to bring Doc in as the head coach this time and not even give Adrian Griffin a chance in the league.
So do you think that with that being a scam, that maybe that's why Doc Rivers has discussed giving up some of the All-Star bonus and ring to Adrian?
Well, yeah, I'm sure he feels like a piece of shit.
I mean,
wouldn't you?
If all that's true, I mean, yes, that would be, it'd just be shitty.
I mean, literally, guys, in year one of his coaching, and you don't even give him a chance to finish the season.
And
he's 30-13 record.
I mean, he's having a great season up to that point.
There's so many other teams that would love to have him as a coach for a 30-13 record. Now, I mean, clearly he has the best player in the league, be honest. I mean, that's going to get you a good record regardless who's coaching, I think.
Right.
But, I mean, the defense isn't his fault. I'm pretty sure they let Drew Holiday go, who was, like, the best, like, point guard / shooting guard defender in the league, one of them. They let him go. I mean, you don't give the guy a whole lot to play with. It blows my mind that they just let him go and then, heck, here, Doc Rivers, advisor, you're a head coach now. After we just brought you on a couple months ago.
I mean, that definitely seems fishy.
Doesn't
like they had that planned ahead of time of like, hey, we're gonna place you here until we can find a reason to get rid of him and put you at the head coach role.
And it's really not even a reason. Their defense was terrible. That's the only reason they had.
I mean, it can't be that bad if you're 30-13.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not no basketball genius, but winning twice as many games as you're losing seems like a pretty good outcome.
Yeah, and it's grinding my gears. That's what's grinding my gears this week. Gears have been grinded.
Well, I don't know if you got any more basketball news, but I can go on what's grinding my gears this week.
You go for it, because I don't have any more basketball news.
All right, well, I'm going to go over into the boxing world for a minute and talk about Jake Paul. And so, Jake Paul had made a verbal agreement with local boxer Zach Randolph. And they were supposed to have a fight in March in Puerto Rico if both Jake and Zach had won on their card. Both of those things happened. Well, after, we discussed this on a podcast a good while back, and since then there's been no discussion between Jake or MVP Promotions to figure out what the deal was for this fight. And what ended up happening is Jake apparently just went back on his word, and if you're not a man of your word, you're not shit, in my opinion.
I've always thought he was shit regardless. Sorry.
I mean, well, that's aside the point. I'll get to that.
Shiesty.
But he decided to sign on with a fight with Ryan Borland, who has a 17-2 record. Is 35 years old. His last fight was in 2022. I mean, basically to me, it seems like Jake is just padding his win-loss record.
I mean, to me, that's all he's ever done. He's fought one actual boxer, and that guy wasn't even a pro, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, this guy, his name's not very well known. He's out of, one of the Dakotas, I think, and, I mean, he's 35.
Yeah.
You just gonna beat up on older men now, basically.
Chin's just softened already. I mean, 35 after boxing your whole career.
But it just, this didn't just take away... obviously, Jake Paul is set up for life.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's got the money.
Fine, yeah.
He basically just destroyed a major opportunity for Zach. And not only that, but it took an opportunity away from a fighter within that organization, Traced Out, who was supposed to be on the undercard for that fight if everything worked out. And, these are two local boys who are extremely good at what they do. They work endlessly to train and make themselves better at their sport. Trey's actually got a fight coming up here soon, and to see these guys work this hard and then get cheated out of something because some asshole can't keep his fucking word it's bullshit.
Oh yeah, I mean, your word's all you got, and I've always thought Jake was just a snake regardless. So
I mean, agree. He's constantly been padding his fights. He's, like you said, he's fought one real boxer, and I think a lot of that is why he backed out of his fight with Zach. I don't think he could handle putting up with someone who either, I'm not saying this has happened, but someone who take a fall or whatever. Because I mean, the effort that Zach puts into this sport, I mean, he loves it. He's not taking a fall for nobody. He's out there to be the best there is.
Oh yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if that was part of the contract deal that he had to take a fall or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, because Jake's just an absolutely just filthy, disgusting person, and I mean, he's brought a lot of recognition to the sport with just his name, but he's also kind of washing it out with just his poor management.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at the whole thing with him and what's his name's brother. I mean, that thing went on for months, ducking and dodging from each other, and then they finally fight, and the fight was just fucking god-awful terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
terrible.
He claims he wants to be the best at this sport, and that's what he's building this skill set for, and I don't think he's building a skill set for anything other than, whipping up on somebody at the retirement home.
Yeah, I mean, he won't fight actual boxers. I mean, the people he's fought, I'm pretty sure most of them took a fucking fall for him. I mean, Anderson Silva, the greatest mixed martial artist of all time in my book. Literally, whenever he got knocked out, it didn't even look like he got hit. He just kind of fell. And then every other guy, I mean, you had wrestlers, fucking Muay Thai people. He went against one boxer. And that was, I can't remember his name.
Fury?
Yeah, Tyson Fury.
Yep.
Not Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's brother. Can't remember his name. The Fury. And that fight was just god-awful. It's just them basically freaking staring down each other the whole fight. Every now and then they'd kind of mix it up.
Yeah, I mean, he's just...
And then he won't fight him. He won't give him a second chance. And I get it. The Furies have all that going. They're not allowed to fight in the U.S. And they have all kinds of weird stuff going on with him.
Yeah, it's just a weird situation with him in general, but
yeah, he won't. He just don't fight. If he fights a boxer, it's not anybody young. It's old fucks that chin's basically gone, stamina's gone. People that haven't fought in anything in a long time. I mean, he's just a snake in the grass. That's all I gotta say about it.
I agree. I don't think he's good for the sport. Obviously, he's not nowhere near being a man of his word. And without being a man, again, you're nothing without that.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're a multimillionaire, YouTube sensation. I don't care if your brother's a crackhead in the WWE. I don't know if you saw that video. He looked like he was just out of it in that situation. But yeah, like I said, it's mind-blowing to see anything like that happen.
I think the Pauls alone are just people you just don't want to get in bed with. I mean, hell, that fight with his brother Logan, which I know he doesn't have anything to do with this story, but that fight with him and that last guy, I can't remember, Dylan something, it turned into a fucking wrestling match at the end. Dylan literally tried to take him down in a single leg. And then he tried to put him in a chokehold.
Yeah.
That's what we're dealing with right now, and these Paul brothers.
Yeah, I'm just, like I said, kind of tired of hearing about him, and even more so now knowing, from somebody, local to us, having to deal with this kind of interaction with him, and just how shitty of a person he can be. Yeah. But, just take a second here, and give Zach a shout out. He's worked hard. He's definitely going to have that career opener coming up if he keeps up his hard work.
Oh, yeah.
And the same for Trey. His fight, it's coming up on March 9th. It'll be, let's see here, it is part of Doghouse Promotions, the Southside Rumble 11. So, he's been training hard for that, and he's going to walk away with a win. I mean, I know you haven't seen him fight. I've got to see him.
I've fight.
Have you? Well, yeah, I forgot.
I haven't seen Zach fight, but I've
you
seen
were
Trey
there.
fight.
Yeah. And I mean, heck, as much as I've butted heads with him at work, I mean, he's stout.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, literally. I mean, he's Trey Stout.
Yeah.
Lights out stout.
Yeah.
And I also want to thank both of them. They gave us a huge shout out during the Tough Man contest last night.
Much appreciated.
And, it's just nice to have friends like that who are willing to support you and help you chase your goals, even when they're chasing their own.
Yeah. Maybe future guest.
We're definitely working on it. I discussed it with him, some of the equipment that's coming in, working out a few kinks with the mics, possibly getting a little change up in this room so that we can sit more comfortable when we have guests. But one way or another, definitely want to get them on here.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Good luck. Good luck.
Yes, definitely good luck. I mean, if it all works out and I can get the equipment figured out, hopefully maybe we can try and get Trey on here before his fight. If not, maybe after it. But,
definitely go support him if you're out there.
Oh, for sure. And another good buddy of mine who was in my old unit, his name's Douglas Schmidt. And he is a big jiu-jitsu guy, and he's really good. He's going to be down in Thursday Night Jiu-Jitsu 83, which I believe is down in Texas. All of that will be live on YouTube. And he's going against a gentleman named Bryce Everson. So, a shout out to Doug. Schmidt happens. He's out there doing some really good things in the jiu-jitsu world. And, I mean, when he came to our unit, he was like the Johnny Bravo of the unit.
I mean, anybody who does jiu-jitsu just scares the shit out of me.
Dude just kind of, ripped. Mm-hmm. And, he'd always, joke about wrestling around. I was like, I don't want to die.
Yeah, I've been put in an arm bar from somebody that trained in that shit. And I thought my arm snapped in 3 places.
Well,
it was terrifying.
Yeah, he's definitely not somebody I plan on engaging with by any means.
Just look at the ears.
But definitely, if you get a chance, go follow him on Instagram. Schmidt Happens. Watch what he does. Go watch that fight. It's going to be a good time.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right, what else you got on your news list?
I just got some stories here and there, nothing too major.
I mean, that's pretty much what I got,
I got some golfing stuff, some soccer stuff, some college basketball stuff, maybe. So Wyndham Clark, PGA guy, he shot a course record of 60 at Pebble Beach.
60?
Yeah.
That's course record, all time?
That's course record at that course at Pebble Beach all time.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. Congratulations to him. I think he's going for that win today. I think the tournament's still going. He shot a -11 or something yesterday. Something like that. He took the lead. I don't know.
A little off topic, but did you get to see the video of Tom Brady golfing yet?
Yes.
Yeah, it looked like me out there. Yeah. No offense, Tom. You're still the GOAT.
Maybe just stick to commentating.
I mean, he's going to have to get good at golf. He has a golf line.
I mean, he can still beat us probably.
I mean, yeah.
Don't say you can.
I'm not. I was going to say my ball goes farther, but it also goes straight into the woods.
As someone who's seen you golf, no.
Shut up, stupid.
Okay, then the other things I have is famous soccer star Mbappe is reportedly going to leave PSG for Real Madrid this summer.
Hey, PSG was the team that we referred to him as Dad when we were overseas. That was his go-to team. So
they're about to get a lot shittier.
Yeah, as I said, next time FIFA comes out, he might have to change his game up a little bit. Shout out Sergeant Porter.
Then the other thing I have is Rick Pitino, famous college basketball coach. He has recently called the never mind. I read it wrong. Just kidding. Ignore that one. Sorry.
I was about to say, you said famous coach, and I'm going to be honest with you, I've never heard of him.
Nah, he's a pretty big deal in college. I mean, he's probably up there in wins and whatnot.
All right, then.
Former Louisville guy. But yeah, I read it wrong. My bad. I'm out.
All right, well, last two little notes I have here, we're going into the gaming world a little bit. This one, first one's going to be about Ubisoft and how they're talking about how gamers need to get comfortable not owning their games. They want to start subscription services and basically, their version of Game Pass or EA Plus. And honestly, the gaming world is just going to shit, in my opinion.
I think everything is going to shit. I am so fucking tired of subscriptions. I have a million.
I want to buy my game, put the damn disc in, and take off. I'm tired of spending 45 to an hour for a game to download if my internet's good.
I'm against you on the disc situation, because even with the new consoles, I'm not even sure if my Xbox takes a disc.
It does. It's just like mine.
Where does it take a disc at?
Oh, maybe it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't even take discs anymore.
Well, they might not, but
even though going into like the newer generations, the discs you still had to download even if you had the disc, which is stupid.
But I was against that though. Just to put that out there, like if you have a disc, you put it in, you play the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to.
That's all we need. Now I have to swap around 7 different games if I want to play one. If I want to play Call of Duty, I got to erase all my memory because I can't have it on there and anything else.
Well, blame Call of Duty for that because it is entirely too big of a fucking game.
Well, still, point being, like, I miss when I could buy a game, and when I was tired of playing it, I swapped the disc and played the next one.
Yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming at now. I thought you were talking about, but that was good times.
I mean, it's just simpler.
Yeah, just plug disc, go, play, you get tired of it, switch.
But now you're wanting me to pay you monthly to play a game. Like I'm for Ubisoft, I might play Valhalla once every like 4 or 5 months. Well, now you just lost a customer because I ain't buying shit.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Because Ubisoft, this is anybody. I mean, I'm probably not going to play your game every day, and that's how I'm going to have to get my money back if I'm going to pay monthly subscription.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to play a game every fucking day. Well,
what about Power World?
That's current situation. But yeah, I'm not to get if they're going to do that, they're going to have to like put the money like way down or something because
it's going to have to be like $1 a month. Like, yeah, I'm still not paying it, but
it's just like Spotify and compared, which I'm the one that's behind on this situation, but it's just like Spotify and people that buy their songs on iTunes. So Spotify, you pay how much monthly for Spotify?
Mine's $10 a month.
Okay, so roughly that's 10 songs a month. Do you buy, if you were to, I know you don't have iTunes, you're an Android fuck, but would you buy 10 songs a month?
No.
Okay,
so I used to have, iPods growing up where you had to pay 99 cents a song.
Yeah.
I would much rather pay $10 for the amount of music I listen to on a daily basis. And like this, I have 1,700 songs on one playlist. You think I'm gonna spend $1,700 on a song?
But how much have you actually how long have you had Spotify?
3-4 years.
Okay, add that up.
I can't. My phone is currently recording.
Okay, how would I add that up?
You take.
I could be wrong with my take here.
Take 12 times 4. Would be 4 years.
Got it.
And then times that by 10.
All right, nowhere close to what the numbers would be. But
Spotify And Apple Music, if you're not paying per song, makes sense to me.
Well, that's
Especially
what I'm saying.
if you're like we have podcasts, we have music, there's books on there now.
Yeah, I mean, there's everything on there.
Yeah.
So yeah, see, I'm the type that I can listen to the same song over and over and over, just relentless.
I mean, I can too, but my music taste is just crazy. Like, I can go from sad boy country to eat the heart out of a goat music, and
Jesus Christ.
it doesn't bother me. Like, I listen to such a wide variety.
But yeah, back to the gaming thing. That's just crazy. The Ubisoft's wanting to do that because you got to think how many different gaming like companies is there? You got like Activision, Ubisoft, fucking Blizzard.
Yeah, you think your streaming services are insane with the 8 or 10?
There'd be
that are
at least
out there.
50 probably different games you'd have to subscribe to. And I'd play.
And then eventually those companies are going to bundle together. But
yeah, I would play maybe one of those games a month.
Yeah, it's absolutely not worth it. And to Ubisoft, they can fuck off because they're not even one of the top contributors to the games I play.
I mean, what do they got? Assassin's Creed. Far Cry.
Assassin's Creed's really all I play.
Yeah, I mean that's all they got. Assassin's Creed. I'm trying to think of their big ones. Assassin's Creed, Far Cry. I think there's another big one. For Honor. Might be one more big name that they have out there, but yeah. That's just crazy.
I can live without all of those. I can live without all of those.
I mean, I only play Assassin's Creed one time through most of the time because they're so fucking big now.
Yeah. I mean, they're great games, don't get me wrong, but I'm not paying a monthly subscription for a game I'm not going to play daily.
No, there's no way in hell I would pay. If I did, it'd be like a one-time thing. Like, here, I paid a month. No, I'm done. I played the game. I'm good.
To switch to a more positive note, an icon of ours, Jason Kelsey, is looking into getting into the video game world.
Oh, my.
He is looking to purchase the rights to the old backyard sports games.
Oh, like backyard NFL and stuff like that?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
He was a big fan of the games growing up and is kind of sad that something like that's not around anymore. So they were talking on their podcast, New Heights, of possibly looking into a way to bring it back.
I'd be down. I used to play the shit out of it. Well, are we talking like the backyard games, like, Pablo, the little kid, like that backyard games?
I don't remember ever playing them.
You've played this game before.
I remember the video footage, but I don't remember actually playing the game.
I need to know if we're talking about the same one. Like Pablo Sanchez, do you know who that is?
No. You just take your phone and pick up backyard games. I mean, it's not that hard. It's the little, they look like the Wii characters.
Guys, he doesn't know who Pablo Sanchez is. He's possibly the best sports player of all fucking time. Look him up. You don't have your phone. I'll show him to you.
We just discussed this, okay?
I'll show him to you. But I would almost guarantee you've played this game.
I mean, I feel like I have. It's not a core memory, I should say.
I'm pretty sure it was called, Backyard Baseball.
Yeah, it was Backyard Baseball, backyard football.
You never played that game before.
Yeah, I think I played it.
Yeah, Pablo Sanchez. He's the main person in that game.
Okay.
Right there.
I was like 4 at the time.
That little kid.
Maybe 6.
That's if you played Backyard Baseball or any of the backyard games, because this is what the backyard games are.
Yes.
You wanted Pablo Sanchez on your team.
I'm not discreet. I'm just saying I was so young at that time. I don't recall that.
It was either him, Dante, or the kid in the wheelchair.
All right then. But anyway, that's
Is that the backyard games you're talking about?
Yes.
No, okay. I thought you were talking about like NFL.
Those
games that were like on the beach and shit.
No. But it's that style.
Okay,
but I mean, there's
I'm
football,
down.
baseball, and all that.
I'm 100% down because I fucking love those games as a kid.
Yeah, well, hopefully, Jason and the Yeti get that worked out, and maybe that's something we see on the consoles before too long.
Beat your ass with Pablo.
And we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'm better at it than I am Madden.
Doubt it.
Me too. All right. Well, anyway, that's all I have for the show this evening. What about you, Trey?
That's pretty much all I got.
All right. Well, everybody, have a good evening, and we'll catch you next week.
Deuces.